Welcome back. Over the last few years, as I'm sure you'll remember, television has managed to find its way behind the bars and into the cells to give the rest of us a powerful sense of what it means to do time in one of Her Majesty's prisons. But if you're sent down and you have a wife or child, then another sentence is passed on them as well. The meaning of that is at the centre of our second film, Visiting Day. It's about prison life not on the inside, but on the outside.
I just got out of the hospital that day they get sentenced to 4 years. So she was 1 week. It's awful strange to come home with a newborn baby. You've never had a baby before, and then come home with this newborn baby on your own. I feel sorry for young girls with no men behind their backs. I'm lucky I've got a man that wants me. I know I'm never going to have to do it for years and years. What? Where's your daddy? Where's your daddy? Where is he? Eh? She doesn't even know her daddy. It's just the name I kept telling her to say. Kept repeating it. She calls me daddy. She calls everybody daddy.
Sandra's husband is serving a 4-year sentence for serious assault. He has seen their daughter Claire only 4 times.
Well, she's a bit strange with him at first because he's actually been away for her, but she's been 3 weeks old, so she doesn't really know who he is, but she's starting to learn. I keep photos of him in the house. Try to get her to recognise him when she sees him, through the photos. It takes her a wee while to come round when she goes up to visit him, but once she's in for a wee while, she goes over and gives him a kiss and a cuddle.
Anne's husband is serving 6 years for attempted murder. It's his second long sentence, and he has at least 2 more years to serve.
He thinks his daddy's in the army.
He can't really think that, can he?
Well, that's what I'm saying. He'll say that, and he'll tell people that. But I think, in my own mind, Matthew does know where he is.
Janet's husband is serving his second 10-year sentence for robbery. Their son Matthew is now 6 years old. He'll be 11, just changing schools when his father is released. This is Dundonald in Ayrshire, 30 miles from Glasgow. Sandra lives here with her daughter Claire. She's 23 and Claire just 12 months old. They live on social security, and once a month the DHSS send her a gyro to fund the trip up to Peterhead Prison. Often the gyro fails to arrive, and a long Friday wait at the office in Kilmarnock is necessary. When it does arrive, it's always at the last minute. Sandra's husband was arrested when she was pregnant and sentenced in the week that Claire was born.
I was 5 months pregnant when Graham got lifted. I just had the baby when he got sentenced to 4 years. I thought I was going to have a nervous breakdown because I didn't think I'd be able to cope at all. That's all I used to say. I can't cope. I can't do it. How can girls cope with children? I just thought I couldn't be a mother. I wasn't cut out to be a mother. I felt useless. I called Graham for everything because he wasn't here. I blamed him. He wasn't here to shout at. I was blaming him for getting into that trouble. Ken, we'd really been looking forward to having Claire. Ken, that was a big thing in our lives, having this baby. And then he wasn't here. Right, put that hand in there. Put it in. Come on. Keep her face off of the wind. Just keep her face off the wind, Janet. I knew Graham since I was about 16, because he was my first husband's friend. Always did like him. He's intelligent to talk to. Kind of older in the head than me. I don't know. He just doesn't seem the type of guy that you'd find in the jail to sit down and talk to him. He's really, really friendly. He's awful nice.
Bye-bye. Put that cat down it. Put your hand in. Leave your hand in. Ta-ta. Right, you know.
He had been in trouble before I met him. Him and his brothers used to run about, kind of, 7 brothers. He'd done time for certain things, silly things, just when he was younger. And then he stopped when he came to stay with me. He was never in bother. He really settled down great. And it was only Graham and his brother, and they went out, and there was just a fight. And they took Graham and Kenneth away. They never got back out. They were locked up for 3.5 months until the court case. Graham got done with assault.
The first stage of Sandra's journey takes 2 hours on 2 buses into Glasgow for an overnight stay. Next morning, she meets up with other women and their children on the 9:25 from Glasgow to Aberdeen.
I think, although he never says, I think he does know where his daddy is. Because he said something to me, and I can't even remember exact words what he says, but it was words, you know, is it really the army my daddy's in? How the bars in the window looks like a jail, and how is the wardens get handcuffs or whatever, you know, things like that. I think his daddy will sit down and tell him someday that he's a bit older, 13 or 14 or something like that. They're not any strangers, Matthew and Richard, because I take them up, no, every month, so an odd time, and then again I'll go up myself. I don't think there'll ever be any distance between them. Right, don't fill up the top, Matthew, because you'll end up strong, that's enough. He's my husband, and I love him very, very much. I love Matthew. I just want the 3 to be together. And I know it'll work out, because we got on good. The 3 is going great.
Spend the money in Matthew's this morning, try to get her up.
I don't really think that I could ever find anybody that makes me feel the way John makes me feel, you know, and I do love him. My kids love him. I know how I feel. Well, John's been away for 2 years.
Anyone else want a big lot there for £2 in money?
If I thought that when John was sentenced to 6 years, I think if I didn't want to stand by him, I would have just said to him there and then, well, John, I want to carry on with my life. If that's the kind of life you want, well, fair enough. But I knew that I wanted to wait for him.
I'll tell you what, there we are. You've had your chips there. See this little lot here? They're kilo back.
Well, I've been with John 6 years this coming May, and then I was with him for about 3 years before this all actually happened. And then we had Stacey, and then John got took away from us when Stacey was only 3 weeks old. I don't hate him for anything like that, just sometimes if I get angry and, you know, if things is just not going right for me, I say he should be here anyway, you know. He should be at home with me and the kids, he really should. He shouldn't be where he is. You're actually doing it along with him, aren't you? You're writing every day and you're going to visit every month. And then when you're going out for a night out, it's not the same. But it's always at the back of your mind when the bell goes, it's time to go home. You're going home with nothing, except for your kids in bed. He's not there. There's nobody there for you to go home to.
That Peterhead Prison there, is it? Aye.
Don't manage very well, because I was in a lot of debt when I met John, but John is a very good manager and he's taught me, so it's one good thing that he has left me to maybe a bit better to manage my money and things like that. You know, and he'll write and say, hope you're not getting into debt, and then again when Christmas time crops up, it's sometimes the only way you can get your kids at Christmas is getting into a wee bit of debt.
At first it was hard, because it's not just the sexual part, it's just going into your bed at night when you're used to having somebody lying next to you, and then it's an empty bed. The bed feels enormous. You can't get to sleep. And you just lie nights and think, oh, I've maybe got another 2 years to lie like this. 2 years. You keep thinking about that.
I'll go in here and get a card for Graham.
I wouldn't go back through this again. I couldn't. It's just a complete waste of life. This is my youth. I want to enjoy it. I want to look back in my life and say, well, I've had a happy life. I don't want to be 40 and then look back and say, oh, God, I've wasted all these years. I want to prove to him that he's got a life out here without going back inside. If he went back in again, I'd be finished with him. Because I know I can be happy without him too. I've looked after Claire, I've struggled along. I can make a life for myself with Claire. And if he doesn't screw the head and stay out of trouble, I'm not wanting him. Because I've got to think of the Wayne now. The Wayne comes before him now. I've got to think of her life. When she grows up, I don't want her to know her dad's been in prison or anything about it.
For all the times that I've been up to visit John, I still get sort of a butterflies in my stomach when I'm sitting there waiting for him to come in for his visit. And I do feel a wee bit nervous, you know, and you've got so many things that you want to say and you just don't have the time to say them. And you come out and you go, I forgot to tell him this, and maybe him writing in a letter, and I forgot to tell you that, you know, and he does it with me as well. It's just excitement that makes you forget all the things that you want to say. Just that happy to see each other.
Shout Daddy. Going to see Daddy. Hurry up. Daddy. Daddy. It's not so bad when I've got Claire with me, because a lot of times he holds her and carries on with her. We can sit and have a laugh with her, but if we're sitting myself, he'll just say what's been happening. Same as usual. Nothing. Something must have happened. No. Nothing to tell me. No. I haven't got nothing to tell him really, apart from, oh, Claire did this, or she's doing this, or money worries. Or I saw you one of your friends in the town, he's asking for it. You've got nothing really to say, it's shy. Then, maybe about 10 minutes before the visiting's over, they still love me. Aye, will you wait for me? Aye, you can, I'm going to wait for you. It's just, it's like talking to an old boyfriend. Somebody you've not seen for a long time, and then you meet up with them, and you've had an awful lot of feeling for them, and you have to repeat it all. You still like them a lot, but it's difficult. When you're used to staying with yourself, just never really speaking to men that way. And you have to sit there. You know you mean it, but it's like false. There's feelings there, but not the feelings there used to be. They say your heart grows fonder if you're away from a person. It did for a certain time. I still love him. It's a different kind of love. It's nice to see him, but you're looking at him, you're trying to take everything in his face to build up a picture so when you go home on the train you can remember what he said, what he looks like.
You should get in 2 o'clock. You're supposed to get 2 hours visit, but you don't get taken into 2:20. And then when you go over to the visiting room, sometimes they're not there, so you're waiting about another 5 or 10 minutes, waiting, and them coming through. You never ever get the full 2 hours.
It's really hard when you go up to visit. I think sometimes your man needs an awful lot of reassurance. John will keep saying to me, do you still miss me? Well, of course I still miss you. I'll always miss you till you come home. And I give him a kiss when I go in, I give him a kiss before I leave. I tell him that I love him and I miss him while I'm sitting there. And I think I would break down if I started to sit like that and cuddle John and kiss him. And as I say, I wait till I go back home, then I go into my bed and I have a cry. And John can tell that I'm just ready to start before I leave, and yet you don't like to leave them all upset and you're going away upset, and you just try to make it all end just as happy as you can.
I hate the journey back home.
How long will it be now? I guess on the train. About 3 hours on the train yet. Long, isn't it? What, you're on that one, son? You're frozen? Eh? No? One up beside me, then we can get a wee sleep. Eh? Up my knee? Eh?
You lose contact. I feel as if I've lost contact. Can I say to him, you definitely want to come back? He says, oh, aye. Just... It's because I've missed a couple of visits. That'd be 3 months. No, last month, month before. Last month.
How did you miss him, Sandra?
Well, how did I miss him? Well, I just couldn't avoid it coming out.
Did you never thought or something?
No. And then bring the vein up for myself. I could never have it. There's not much problems.
Aye.
The house and that.
Right, hello, everybody. Are they 2 years old? No. Oh, that's way into. I need to get most of the headache. Strap back over there. Alright, let's go. It's a terrible feeling the way they're just taking off, isn't it? I mean, you're with them one day and the next day they're not there, and never going to see them again for God knows how long. It's a strain at first. As time goes on, I think you find... I find it gets hard.
It does financially, aye.
Because at first I don't really think that you're thinking of anything financially. Your mind's just going, oh, it's been away for so long. And then as the time goes on, it's really hitting you how hard it's going to be.
Oh, I haven't even put a Christmas tree up this year. I never put one up last year. I'm not putting one up to keep
You've got your kids to think about. You don't shut your kids' life out because your man's in jail and stuff.
She doesn't know what Christmas is anyway.
When I'm wrapping up all the Christmas presents, and John used to always do it, he would wrap them up and sign them on. You're sitting there trying to do all yourself. You're really grieving. You're going, I wish he was here. Can't get it wrapped up right. He should be here.
Janet.
Matthew, get down. Come on.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're now approaching Dundee. Passengers for stations to Edinburgh should change here. Thank you.
Mom, will you help me do it?
I feel as if I can handle it a bit better this time, you know. Probably because I know what I've got to go through. And Matthew's older, he's no baby anymore. The hardest part's the beginning when they're put away or maybe they're lying untried. You don't know what's going to happen to them, you don't know how long they're going to get. And once they're in, they're doing their time, you know they're going to come out to you someday. You just keep living for that day.
Right, maybe careful now. Tired now?
You were hitting her earlier on. That was her just getting her back. Getting you back.
No, that's okay. Here, leave that go. She's only getting a wee loan it. Don't be selfish.
I think actually a sentence is just a test for your love. I think so. It strengthens your love a lot. And let's face it, there must be a lot of men in prison that's lost their wife and their kids. And maybe the wives meet somebody else, think they've got a better life, and so it's just like a test to show how much you really love each other.
Oh, home sweet home, here I come.
Come on, right away. No, this way. Sandra, right, you can leave me here, can you? Leave us here.
I think I'm doing the sentence a long one. Well, I think if you're loyal with your husband, not waiting on him coming out of prison, and you're loyal to him, what I'm talking about is missing out on the same things as what he is. I mean, I don't go out and go with other men or anything like that. So I think you're doing a prison sentence, ma'am.
Well, I think it'll be a bit hard at first on both sides, but more on my part because you actually get into a routine of living on your own. You can do things, you know, you just get your life into a routine. And let's face it, every man wants to be the man of his own house, so John will want to get himself back into just the way things were before he went away. So I think it's going to be a wee bit harder for me. Just need to wait and see what happens.
You can home, darling. Claire, you can home? Will you? Is your hands cold? You look really gloves on. You look really gloves on. I think it's been a challenge. Having a child. Being on my own. Having to face all the neighbours. We all know that Graham's in prison. It was embarrassing, because I felt as if it was expected from me. I knew this would happen to me. Something always goes wrong, doesn't it? It does. It does so.
But you feel better about it now?
I feel better about it now, because I know I can live with or without him. I don't need any man now, because I've been on my own that length of time. I can cope on my own now. Now that she's getting older. Can't I? You thirsty? Yeah? Is you thirsty?
Visiting day and a lot of stoicism and self-respect there. Though since that film was made, we've heard that one of those mothers, Janet, can no longer take the strain and has decided to go her own way with her son, Matthew, but without her husband, a measure perhaps of the pressure on her. Anyway, that's all for this month. I'll be back again with the next First Tuesday on the first Tuesday in August. See you then. Good night.